ಹಲೋ ತಗೊಂಬರ್ಲ ಹಾಂ ಹಾಂ ಸರಿ ಓಕೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತು ಇದನ್ನ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಬಿಡು 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 ನಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದೆ ಅಂತ
will cost as little. In the coming years, computer chips will cost as little as a penny. That's cheaper than
ಇನ್ನು ಈ ಥರ ಸರ್ಸೋದಾ ಸರ್ಸ್ಬೇಕು ಎದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಹಂಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗೋದ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಇಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ ಫೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಾ
I request everyone to keep your cell phones in silent mode.
ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಜಯ
Please do.
ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಬಿಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ
Please do keep your cell phones in silent mode during the
ಇದೊಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಲೈವ್
program.
ಇರೋದು ಸರ್ ಇದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾ ಲೈವಾ ಅಲ್ಲ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಎಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಈ ಡೆಕೋರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಸ್
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಳಗೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲೈವ್ ಹೋಗಿ
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. A very good morning to one and all present here. At the outset, my humble pronounce at the lotus feet of Jagadguru Dr. Sri Sri Shivaratri Rajendra Mahaswamiji, my reverence to our present pontiff, Jagadguru Sri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, for their blessings. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome on behalf of Jesus Science and Technology University, Mysuru, who have clapped all of us for the national level Sci Tech Fest 2.0 on occasion of National Science Day. I heartily welcome all the dignitaries, faculty members, research scholars, and students for the program. It is a mark of our undying tradition to invoke the Almighty at the beginning of an important event. I like to call upon Ms. Bindu to pray for us.
Shri Chamundeshwari, Amma Shri Chamundeshwari, Simhavahini, Mahishasuramardini, Shri Chamundeshwari. Harane Tanudita Shringara Lahari, Harane Tanudita Shringara Lahari, Hariye Marunada Mahadaisiri, Brahmane Benagada Vagvaikari, Brahmane Benagada Vagvaikari, Karnata Samrajya Kameshwari, Karnata Samrajya Kameshwari, Shri Chamundeshwari, Amma Shri Chamundeshwari. Nadalu Rayara Rajeshwari, Nadalu Rayara Rajeshwari, Bedida Varanidu Bhageshwari, Odeyara Palisu Parameshwari, Odeyara Palisu Parameshwari, Karnata Samrajya Kameshwari, Karnata Samrajya Kameshwari, Shri Chamundeshwari, Amma Shri Chamundeshwari. महिषासुरमर्दिनि श्रीचामुण्डेश्वरी अम्मा श्रीचामुण्डेश्वरी.
Thank you, Ms. Bindu. We all feel blessed indeed. I would like to invite Dr. P. Mallu sir, Dean Science and also convener of this program, to welcome the dignitaries and the gathering.
Good morning. Seeking the blessings of His Holiness Jagat Guru, Dr. Sri Sivaratri Rajendra Mahaswami Gadawaru, and offering my respectful pranams to His Holiness Jagat Guru, Sri Sivaratri Desi Kendra Mahaswami Gadawaru, dear dignitaries on and off the dais, invitees, my dear colleagues and participants, I extend my hearty welcome to each everyone for the inaugural function of this 4 days national level Sci Tech Fest 2.0 in association with KSCST, KSTA, Government of Karnataka and KEMAP, IIC, JSS STU on occasion of National Science Day on the theme entitled Integrated Approach in Science and Technology for Sustainable Future announced by Government of India. On behalf of our university, on my own behalf, I welcome Chief Guest of this function, Professor Dr. S. Ayyappan, Padma Shri Awardee 2022, Chancellor, Central Agricultural University, Mumbai.
Thank you.
I welcome Dr. S.A. Dandraj, Registrar, JSS STU, for accepting our invitation to be guest of honor today function. I welcome you, sir. On behalf of organizing committee and on my own behalf, I welcome the president of today's function, Dr. C.G. Betsurmat, Executive Secretary, JSS MEP, for accepting our invitation to preside over the function. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome all the heads of the department of our university. I welcome all the participants for their participation. I welcome our beloved principal and dean engineering, Dr. S.P. Kiwade. Sir. Welcome you, sir. On this occasion, for this 4 days National Science Fest is blessed by our Holiness Jagat Guru Sivaratri Desi Kendra Mahaswami Guru from my JSS STU and SAC. I welcome and pranam to Swamiji. Now I briefly about the Sci Tech Fest for these 4 days. National Science Day is celebrated throughout the country by most educational institutions with great enthusiasm and organizes many theme-based science and technology outreach activities. This year, National Science Day is being celebrated on the theme Integrated Approach in Science and Technology for Sustainable Future. JSS STU has taken an initiative to organize this year National Science Day on the suggested theme along with many outreach activities in the name of Sci Tech Fest 22 from February 25th to 28th, 22. The major objective of Sci Tech is to bring together all the interested science and technology students under one platform to discuss and share the developments and knowledge in the field, as well as to organize various competitions. Around 500 students have registered for this fest. A few distinguished presentations on the theme of National Science Day will be delivered by resource experts. The keynote address will be delivered by Professor Ayappan sir. Dr. B. Rangaswamy, Registrar Evaluation, VTU Bedagavi, will deliver the talk on the topic Building Atmanirbhar Bharat Role of Science and Technology. We have organized a number of student-centric science and technology-based outreach competitions, quiz, debate, essay writing, PPT presentation, bio-waste, post making, Mr. and Mr. Kemba, and treasurer. The scholarship will be distributed to 27 students from JSS Science and Technology University. On 26 February 22, technical presentation will be continued on the theme along with various competitions. Infosys Prize winner Dr. Naukant Bhatt, Dean, Division of Interdisciplinary Science, Center for Nanoscience and Engineering, Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, and a distinguished nominee from Government of India, Dr. M.E. Rupa, Deputy General Manager, ISRO Bengaluru, will be the resource experts. Various cultural events have also been organized in the evening. On 27 February 22, a marathon with a slogan on the theme Integrated Approach in Science and Technology for Sustainable Future is scheduled at 6:30 a.m. at JSS STU campus. The program will be concluded on 28 February 22 Monday with a technical presentation by Dr. Prasad Vishwanath, Director Research, JSS AHR Mysore, along with the evaluation of various competitions. The prizes for the winner of various competitive events will be distributed in the valedictory function scheduled at 4 p.m., which will be attended by Professor N.K. Loknath, Director Planning, Monitoring, Evaluation Board and College Development Council, University of Mysuru. The program will be presided by Dr. H.R. Mahadevaswamy, Joint Director, JSS MEP. The occasion will be graced and attended by guests of honors, Kevade sir, Dr. Manoj sir, Dean, Dr. Onegoda, Dean Research. These are the activities we organize in these 4 days. Welcome you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your earnest welcome address. I heartily welcome you to this program, sir. I now request Dr. C.S. Karthik, sir, to welcome the Dean Science and convener of this program. Thank you, sir. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya, Om Shanti Shantihi. A ray of light is a ray of hope. Let's all leave darkness and step towards the bright path. Now, we will have a traditional auspicious lamp lighting ceremony as a tribute to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. I now request all the dignitaries to light the lamp and symbolically inaugurate this program.
Sir, come close. Sir, ಒಳಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್.
Thank you, dignitaries, for inaugurating the program. I now request Dr. H. Honnegoda sir, Dean Research, Jesus Science and Technology University, Mysuru, to introduce the chief guest to the gathering.
ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಜಗದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ 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 ಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿ ದೇಶಿಕೇಂದ್ರ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ವಿನಮ್ರ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಪೂಜ್ಯರಿಂದ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಬೇಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮುಂಜಾನೆಯ ಶುಭ ಕಾಮನೆಗಳು. ಸರಳತೆ, ಸಜ್ಜನಿಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಗೆ ಹೆಸರಾಗಿ ದೇಶದ ಅತ್ಯುನ್ನತ ಗೌರವ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಯಾದ ಪದ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಗೆ ಪುರಸ್ಕೃತರಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸುಬ್ಬಣ್ಣ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನ್ ರವರನ್ನು ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಚಯಿಸಲು ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತಸ ಮತ್ತು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಶ್ರೀಯುತರು ಈ ಇಂದಿನ ಮೈಸೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಇಂದಿನ ಪ್ರತ್ಯೇಕ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಾದ ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರದ ಯಳಂದೂರು ತಾಲೂಕಿನ ಅಲ್ಕೆರೆ ಅಗ್ರಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ 1955ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿದರು. ಇವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೌಢ ಮತ್ತು ಪದವಿ ಪೂರ್ವ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣವನ್ನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಡೆದು ತಮ್ಮ ಪದವಿಯನ್ನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಕೃಷಿ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಭಾಗವಾದ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಮೀನುಗಾರಿಕಾ ಮಹಾವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಿಂದ 1975ರಲ್ಲಿ BFSc ಬ್ಯಾಚುಲರ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಶರೀಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ 1977ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಿಶರೀಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೂ 1988ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಿಂದ PhD ಪದವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀಯುತರು ಮೊದಲು ತಮ್ಮ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು 1988ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಯಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. Dr. Ayappan became the director, Central Institute of Freshwater Aquaculture, Bhubaneswar. Later, the director and the vice chancellor of Central Fisheries Research Institute, Mumbai, and he was also the founder, chief executive of the National Fisheries Development Board in Hyderabad, and later the deputy director general of ICR, Government of India, and then to the position of Secretary, Department of Agricultural Research and Education, and also the Director General of Indian Council of Agricultural Research, New Delhi in 2010. After serving for 6 long years in the position of Secretary and the DG, he superannuated from the government service on 22nd February 2016. During his tenure as DG, he had made significant contributions to administration and research management, as well as education in agriculture universities across the country. He was responsible for launching several new national research initiatives, creation and establishment of several new institutions in agriculture research and the fisheries science. Dr. Ayappan has over 200 publications in reputed journals and proceedings, and he also guided 23 PhDs and 8 master's degree students in spite of his many government responsibilities. Just 2 minutes. That's why it's called Sarla Jeevi. On account of his professional achievements, Dr. Ayyappan has been conferred more than 35 prestigious awards and honors. Some of these include Karnataka Rajyotsava Award, Saram Visheshwarya Memorial Award, Platinum Jubilee Award in Agriculture and Forestry, ICR Award Team Research, Sri G.M. Modi Award for Innovative Science and Technology, Sri Om Prakash Bhasin Award in Agriculture and Allied Sciences, Dr. S.C. Bose Lifetime Achievement Award, Dr. V. Kurian Memorial Award, and so on. He has also confirmed DSE honoris causa by 15 universities across the country. Dr. Ayyappan has represented the country in about 50 important international fora. He was also invited to serve as a member, chairman of innumerable boards and several international institutions and organizations, including UNESCO and FAO. He was also a member, board of trustees of many national and international organizations, including the most prestigious ICRISAT in Hyderabad. His achievements in the field of fisheries research, education, and development have received international acclaim. Pratibhavanta Techno Administrator Professor Ayyappan Ravaru, Prastuta Manipura Impaladiruva Kendriya Krishi Vishwavidyalaya Kulapatigalagi, ಹಾಗೂ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಅಂಗಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಾದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀಯುತರು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಗುಣಾತ್ಮಕ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಅನನ್ಯ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀಯುತರ ಅಪಾರ ಸೇವೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಕೊಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು ಕಡೆಗಣಿಸಿ ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರವು ದೇಶದ ನಾಗರಿಕರಿಗೆ ನೀಡುವ ಅತ್ಯುನ್ನತ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಾದ ಪದ್ಮಶ್ರೀ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಿ ಗೌರವಿಸಿದೆ. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರು ಕಾಯಕವೇ ಕೈಲಾಸವೆಂಬ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನವರ ತತ್ವವನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಉಸಿರನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಯಕದಲ್ಲೇ ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಾ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆರೆತು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಆದರ್ಶಪ್ರಾಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವದ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರು ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀಗಳಿಂದ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತಿರುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರು ಇನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಭಗವಂತ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಆಯಸ್ಸು ನೀಡಲೆಂದು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಶುಭ ಕೋರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ವಂದನೆಗಳು.
Thank you, sir, for introducing our guest to the gathering. Now I request His Holiness to bless the chief guest of today's event, Professor S. Ayyappan sir, Padma Shri Awardee 2022. It's an honor to have you with us, sir. I now request His Holiness to bless Dr. B. Rangaswamy sir, Registrar Evaluation, VTU Belagavi, who is present with us to deliver technical talk. Thank you, sir. Now I request His Holiness to bless the gathering.
ಜ್ಞಾನಾಂಜನ ಶಲಾಕೆಯ ಚಕ್ಷುರನ್ಮೀಲಿತಮ್ಯನ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರವೇ ನಮಃ. ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಎಸ್ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರೇ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಿ ಜಿ ಬಿಡ್ಸೂರ್ಮಠ ಅವರೇ, ಧನರಾಜ್ ಅವರೇ, ಅವರೇ, ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯಮಾನ್ಯರೇ, ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರೇ, ಈ ದಿವಸ JSS ಆವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಟೆಕ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ನ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆಯ ಶುಭಾವಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ 28 ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಆಗಿ ಸರ್ ಸಿ ವಿ ರಾಮನ್ ಅವರ ರಾಮನ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ದ್ಯೋತಕವಾಗಿ ಆಚರಿಸಲು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಭಾರತ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯದ ಅಮೃತ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ ನೆರವೇರ್ತಾ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದೊಂದು ವಾರ ಕಾಲ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂತಹ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು, ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಿತ್ತಬೇಕು ಅಂತನ್ನುವ ಸದಾಶಯದಿಂದ ದೇಶದ ತುಂಬ ಆಚರಿಸಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು, ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು, ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು, ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಲಭೂತವಾದಂತಹ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಗಳ ಪ್ರಗತಿ ಹೇಗಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಹೇಗೆ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ, ಇಂಥ ಆಶಯಗಳಿಂದ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಯೋಜಿತವಾಗಿದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಮೊನ್ನೆ JSS ನೀವು ಗಮನಿಸಿರಬೇಕು, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವೀಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೈಸೂರು ಮತ್ತು ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಲಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಸುಧಾರಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಹೊಸ ಉಪಕರಣಗಳನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುವಂತಹ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ನೀಡುವಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ಗಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಗಾತ್ರದಂತಹ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ಗಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಗಾತ್ರದ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮಾತಿ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾದಂತಹ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸರ್ನಂತಹ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಮನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿ ಪತ್ತೆ ಹಚ್ಚಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋಷ್ಟು ಸುಧಾರಣೆಗಳು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಜನರ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಿಗೆ ತಲುಪಿಸುವಂತಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿದೆ. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೇವಲ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೀಮಿತವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಕೂಡ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಋಷಿಮುನಿಗಳ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ದಿವ್ಯ ತಪಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಅನೇಕ ಸತ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಕೊಂಡಂತಹ ದೇಶ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಸಂತೋಷ ಪಡಬೇಕಾದ ಸಂಗತಿ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಜ್ಞಾನಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದ್ದಾದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಜನ ರೈತರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಹುಶಃ ಯಾವುದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವುದೇ ಗಡಿಯಾರ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ಸೂರ್ಯ ಚಂದ್ರರ ಚಲನೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ, ನಕ್ಷತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ವೇಳೆ ಯಾವ ಟೈಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರ ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಟೈಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅವಾಗ ಅವರು ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲೇ ದುಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಲಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬೆಳೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಯಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ ಗಡಿಯಾರ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಂತೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಗ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇದರಿಂದನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು. ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಚು ಪಿಚ್ಚು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಕೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಗಮನಿಸಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕವಾದ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು 360 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ 24 ಗಂಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಗಡಿಯಾರವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾದ ಜನರು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದಂಥ ಅನುಭವದಿಂದ ಕಂಡುಕೊಂಡಂಥ ಸತ್ಯಗಳು. ಈಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಸರ್ವರಿಗೂ ಮುಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನುವುದು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ 6 ವರ್ಷದ ಮಗುವಿಗೂ ತಿಳಿಯುವಾಗ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳೋ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅವನೇ ನಿಜವಾದ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ. ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ನು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಲ್ಲ, ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಮಾತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಮನೋಭಾವನೆಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ, ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸಮರ್ಥವಾಗಿ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸುವಂತಹ ಕಲೆಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಅಗತ್ಯವಾದಂತಹದ್ದು. ಇವತ್ತು ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕವಾಗಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹದ್ದು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹದ್ದು. ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮಾತೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಬೆಳೆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾನವ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಸಹಕಾರಿಯಾಗಿರಬೇಕೆ ಹೊರತು ಮಾರಕವಾಗುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಿವಿ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಪತ್ರಿಕೆನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಪಕ್ಕದ ದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು, ಜನತೆ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇವತ್ತು ಅಟಾಮಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ವಿನಾಶಕಾರಕವಾದಂತಹ ಸಿಡಿಮದ್ದುಗಳನ್ನು ಸಿದ್ಧಪಡಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದನೇ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣವಾಗುವಂತಹ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ ಸಕಲ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯಗಳು ಬಿಡಿದೆ. ಆ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದಂತಹದ್ದು ತುಂಬ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂತಹದ್ದು. ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು, ಮತ್ತು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಧರ್ಮ ಎರಡೂ ಕೂಡಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೇಮ್, ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಎರಡು ಸಮನ್ವಯಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬದುಕು ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕವಾದ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಗೆ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಮ್ಮಿಳನವಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಆಗ ವಿನಾಶಕಾರವಾದಂತಹ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಕೂಡ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಡಿ ವಿ ಜಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಋಷಿವಾಕ್ಯದೊಡನೆ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಕಾಲ ಮೇಳವಿಸೆ ಜಸವು ಜನಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಕಲೆ ಒಂದು ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕ ಸಂಗತಿಯನ್ನು ಮಿಳಿತವಾದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇಶ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯೋಜಿತವಾಗಿದೆ. 4 ದಿವಸಗಳು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ಶ್ರೀ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರು, ಈ ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತ ರೈತರ ಅತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ICARನ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಾಗಿದ್ದಂಥವರು. ಬಹುಶಃ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ನಿವೃತ್ತರಾದ್ರೆಲ್ಲ ಬೋರ್ಡೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ರಿಟೈರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕಾರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಓಡಾಡುವ ನೋಡಿ, ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತಿ ಮಾಜಿ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಾರ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾಜಿ ಸದಸ್ಯರು, ಗ್ರಾಮ ಪಂಚಾಯತಿ ಇಂಥವರು ಅಂತ. ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವ್ರನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಯಾವ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಅಂತರ್ಗತವಾಗುತ್ತೋ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತಹ ವಿನಯ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ವಿದ್ಯಾದಾನಾತಿ ವಿನಯವಂತ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಚೀನ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಅನ್ನೇಗೌಡರು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಆಗಿನ ಮೈಸೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ, ಈಗಿನ ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಅಂತ. ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಅವಿಭಜಿತ ಮೈಸೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಉತ್ತರವ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಉತ್ತರ ಮೈಸೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಜೊತೆಗೂ ತುಂಬ ನಿಕಟವಾದಂತಹ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವರ ವಾಸ್ತವ ಸಂಗತಿಯನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು. ಅವ್ರ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕೃಷಿ ಸಂಶೋಧನೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಕೃಷಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಉಪಕರಣ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬೇರೆ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮೀಸಲಾದಂತಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಕೃಷಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಸಲಹೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೃಷಿ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದ ಓದ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದದಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾರು ಬಳಸ್ತಾರೋ, ಯಾರು ಬೆಳಿತಾರೋ ಆ ರೈತನೇ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೂಲವಾದಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ವಾಸ್ತವವನ್ನು ಮನಗಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು. ಅವ್ರ ಸುತ್ತೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ICR ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಇನ್ನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾದ ಉಪಕರಣಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಒಕ್ಕಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಕಲ್ ತೆಗೆಯುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಉಳುಮೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳು ಬೇಕಾದಂಥ ಉಪಕರಣ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾದ ರೈತ ಅವನ ಬುದ್ಧಿಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಅವನ ಮಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಖರ್ಚಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಕೃಷಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಥ ಉಪಕರಣಗಳನ್ನು ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದ ಅನೇಕ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದು ರೈತರಾದಂಥ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಅದು ಮುಂಚೆ ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಅನೇಕ ಜನ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾದ ರೈತರ ಕಳಕಳಿಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾಳಜಿ ಉಳ್ಳಂತಹ ಅಪರೂಪದ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರು. ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯದ ಸಂಗತಿ ನಡೆದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ರು. ಬಹುಶಃ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಭಾಷೆ ಯಾರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಸುಮಾರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಭಾಷೆ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ. ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಭಾಷೆ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ಬೋದು? 1, 2, 3 ಕನ್ನಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಯು ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್, ನೋ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್. ಹಿಂದಿನ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ಬೋದು? ತಮಿಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ತೆಲುಗು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅದು I know Tamil speak people are here, Telugu speaking people there. Who can speak in so many languages? How many languages? In the spirit of 10, one who can know how many languages. He knows multiple languages. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡುವಾಗ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಹಿಂದಿಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು, ತಮಿಳು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು, ತೆಲುಗು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಮಲಯಾಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಒರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಬಿಹಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾತಾಡೋ ಕೃಷಿ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಂಥ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತೃಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡುವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದು ಸಭಾಂಗಣ ಹೋಗೋ ಥರ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಬಹು ಪ್ರತಿಭಾನ್ವಿತವಾದಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರು. ತುಂಬ ಸಂಕೋಚದ ಸ್ವಭಾವಗಳು. ಭಾಳ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಹಜವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನು ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದಂಥ ಮಾತು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಮುಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕಿದ್ದ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಂಬೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಜನ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಎತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ರು. ಆದರೆ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋಣ ಏನಂದರೆ ಐನ್ಸ್ಟೈನ್. ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಖ್ಯಾತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಮಹಾತ್ಮನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವನ ಹೃದಯವಂತಿಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಂತಹ ಸರಳ ಅನ್ನೇಗೌಡರು ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಅಂಥ ಸರಳ ಸಜ್ಜನಿಕೆಯ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವರು ಈ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನಾ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡೋರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಇದು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಿದೆ, ಬೇಡ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ, ಬೇಡ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಅಂತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಮೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ 4 ದಿವಸ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಂಗಸ್ವಾಮಿಯವರು ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಮುಖ್ಯ ವಿಷಯದ ಕುರಿತು ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಮಾವರು ತುಂಬ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದಂಥ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಮೂರ್ನಾಲ್ಕು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕಾಯಮಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಜಯಣ್ಣವರು ಅವರ ಅಡಿಯಂದ್ರು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮುಂದಿರೋದು ಸಂತೋಷವಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಯೋಜಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಸಂತೋಷ ಸಂಗತಿ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನೆರವೇರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಶುಭ ಹಾರೈಕೆಯನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಕೊನೆ ತನಕ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನವ್ರ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಕು ಮಾತನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಗಲಿ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸೈ ಟೆಕ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೀಲಿ. ಭಗವಂತನ ಕೃಪೆಯಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾರೈಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಈ 4 ಮಾತಿಗೆ
Thank you, Swamiji, for blessing the gathering. With deep reverence, I thank Swamiji on behalf of everyone present here for gracing today's occasion.
ಹಾಕಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟವಂತ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. ಅಯ್ಯಪ್ಪನ್ ಸರ್ ಭಾಷಣ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಹೊರಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಹುಡುಗರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಸಿಲ್ವಾ ಸೆಲ್ಫಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೇನೋ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಬಂದ.
ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಪ್ರೀತಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಈ ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹೊಂಡೆಗೊಂಡೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್. Now, with regard to the institution, I'm sure you are all very proud to belong to this institution. We have our esteemed colleague Dr. V. Rangaswamy, who is a known microbiologist, biotechnologist, and who led the program in Davangere University. Now he has moved to VTU Belagavi as the registrar. So at the outset, I would like to congratulate Dr. Rangaswamy. He is a known academician and then concern for society, science for society ತರ ಆ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಅವರು ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಮತ್ತು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು on this occasion. It's good that Rangaswamy Ji is here. He will give the kind of lead address. And I have little to say when Dr. Rangaswamy is here and when all of you are here, including Dr. Onnegoda, who facilitated the entire Department of Technology in the state of Karnataka. And so with all these esteemed personalities, you are fortunate that you are at JSSTU. Yes, 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 very feeble yes. Yes sir ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. Are you proud to be in JSSTU? Yeah, that's it. That's what we want, on a Science Day, Science Week, all these, we want that pride of belonging to science. Well, we keep asking youngsters, are you happy to be in science? ಏನು ಹೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನೋ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. I hope it is not that. You're all in chemistry, you're all in engineering, and many disciplines of science and technology. So in our houses, we have our own cousins, brothers, sisters who are studying medicine, who are studying management. Nowadays, many people go to accountancy, commerce, and so many things. So science, we keep comparing. How is our university, how are the classes, how are exams, and so on. So in that house, the parents should feel happy that they have admitted you in science stream. So do you make them happy in the houses? Do you make them happy? ಏನು ಶಬ್ದನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ವಾರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಆಜಾದಿ ಕಾ ಅಮೃತ್ ಮಹೋತ್ಸವ್, 75th ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಆಗಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಇಡೀ ಸಪ್ತಾಹ 22 ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿಯಿಂದ 28 ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿವರೆಗೂ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎರಡು ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ 75 ಕಡೆ in 75 places across the country a festival. It's called as a Habba. A festival has been organized for the entire week. Illere ನಾವು ಯಾವ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಮಾಡೋದು 28th of February every year. 28th of February, as Swamiji said, Bharat Ratna Sir Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman, he announced our Prastuta Padasuru, Raman effect, the scattering of light when it traverses to a medium. So that he demonstrated early that year in Bangalore, in Central College, on 28th of February 1928. That means 94 years back, Raman effect was explained, and it was he published. But he also, we are so happy that the first Nobel Prize laureate in science from India, he made this announcement in the state of Karnataka and in Bangalore. Are you proud again? Yes. So to commemorate that, we have been celebrating National Science Day. And today and this year, as was mentioned, Vijnana Sarvatra Pujyate Anta. Because we worship, we respect, we honor everything that is good. We respect our parents, we honor our teachers, we honor our the society, whoever guides us, whoever enables us to have food, speak and live with respect, live with dignity. It's a custom. It's this Indian societal tradition to respect whoever it is. We say we are so very grateful. So then why not to science? Why not to science? When we worship everything, we honor everything. And today I think only when you sleep, I don't know, even when you sleep, you may not leave the smartphone. But then otherwise, except when you sleep, all the time smartphones are in your hand. ಏನಿದೆ ಇದು ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪೆನ್ ಇರೋಲ್ಲ ಪೆನ್ ಮೊದಲು ನಾವು ಪೆನ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ ಪೆನ್ ವೆರಿ ಫ್ಯೂ ಪೀಪಲ್ ನೋಡಿ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪೆನ್ ಇದೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಫೋನ್ ಇದೆ ಸೊ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸೋ ಅಡಿಕ್ಟೆಡ್ maybe in the future the smartphones will come glued to our hands. Without the smartphone there are no hands at all. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಎರಡು ಮೂರು ಫೋನ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ ಒಂದಲ್ಲ. And how many SIM cards in that we don't know. So it is that kind of a technology, that has touched our hands and heart and head, everything. So it is that much of pervasive. Technology is so pervasive. So then why not also remember science, recognize science, appreciate science, respect science? I mean that's the intention. Not for one day, this for 1 week. But all the time. So should we do that or not? So is it in tune? So ಈ ಹಬ್ಬ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರೀದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಬರೀ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ your parents should feel happy that you are in a science stream. So are you making them proud that you are in MSc chemistry, you are in physics, you are in botany, zoology, umpteen subjects, astronomy, today new sciences, blockchain, sensors, deep learning, artificial intelligence, no end to what that kind of science. But the point is, at the end of the day first day also there was going to be inauguration. So there the discussion was how much respect to money today and how much respect to knowledge. So it is becoming that kind of a divide. Is it the money which is respected in society, or is it science, good knowledge, good learning? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ರಾಜರುಗಳು ಅವರ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೌರವಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ. ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಎ ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ವರ್ಷಿಪ್ಡ್. ಬಟ್ ವಿದ್ವಾಂಸರು ದೇ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಷಿಪ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್ ದಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕ್ರೇವಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಜ್ಞಾನ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ, ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ, ಸುಜ್ಞಾನ. So that's what we want. So the government of India thought, let the whole week be celebrated across the country as a festival. When we can celebrate Navaratri, Dasara, Ganesha, Deepavali, ella martivi, why not science? Adike it's so appropriate that JSS STU also you have called it as Sci Tech Fest. It could have been just science program, it could have been science day, but then thanks to you, sir, then you have called it as festival. Because when you say festival only, we all celebrate. We are very joyful. We dance around. Whatever. That kind of a thing, joy. Basically, that's why we keep asking our people today, wherever, in laboratories, in universities, the final point is how many classes you take, how much research papers you publish, how many awards you got, how many countries you visited. All that is there. There are indicators. But then finally, happiness of doing science. Are you happy doing science? So then the final question we ask everybody, madam, sir, friends, are you happy doing science? ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಹೂ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಸ ಸರ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. But then friends, the message for this festival is at some time today, today we are enjoying the fruits of science. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 7ರಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು, the moment you open your eyes or even when you sleep and dreams until you sleep, the kind of facilities that science has brought about. Forget about 100 years back and all that. This country fortunately has that kind of tradition in science. But then compared to 30 years back, now our dream was to come to Mysore to study in the college. Just nothing beyond that. Just to come to Mysore was so difficult. We used to come by bus, Jatka Gadi, so that's not long back, 50 years back. But the kind of strides that science and technology have brought about in our lives, our own lives in India, in Karnataka is amazing. But we don't for a while sit down and introspect what all have happened in this country. So adike we thought, this science festival, once again congratulations to JSSTU for this, and remembering Sir C.V. Raman, that and further 1930 he got the Nobel Prize. 1928 he announced, and India has got 9 Nobel laureates, 9. Of them, 4 are in science. Sir C.V. Raman, then Dr. Argovind Khurana, you know about him, again, genetics, that kind of work. Then we had Subramanian Chandrasekhar. Then very recently we had Venkataraman Ramakrishnan. In 2016, Dr. Venkataraman had come to Mysore to the Science Congress, so some of you might be seeing. So of the 9, 4 are in science, and among the Indian Nobel laureates. And Bharat Ratnas, again, so fortunate, from Karnataka itself, in Bangalore, within a distance of 5 kilometers, we have 2 Bharat Ratnas in Bangalore. One in Mackey Circle, Raman Research Institute, you know that. And you travel a little further, is the Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Professor C.N.R. Rao, living legend, whom we have seen, we have talked to, we are still seeing, we are able to see. So these kind of recognitions in science and technology, that's what is to celebrate. One is to study, second is to practice, third is to appreciate, fourth is to celebrate. So when you celebrate, what happens? It gives that kind of arts, literature, painting, dancing, films. Nowadays it's more of cricket. It's all IPL and IPLs. All coverage, all media coverage is today only for 3 things: politics, films, and cricket, and sports. But not even in sport, only cricket. So in that is, we have been asking the media also, why do you not write much about science? Because even media, the newspapers, you have seen the press. Have you seen printing presses of old times? How they used to arrange the letters? We should see somehow. Even forget about printing presses, computers. Do you know that calculators, facet calculators, you might not know. You have seen the crystal, small pocket calculators. And today, in fact, in some places we have stored all those just as museum pieces. And then you will not believe. You will not even believe that there were landline telephones. Ashtu first time we saw technology more. Why I am telling this is, media will have TV. You all have grown because of technology. You have changed. Today from one place, when they compose, the whole thing is printed across the world, anywhere. And so it's so easy today. So all that has been enabled by science and technology. So we keep telling the media, when you get your daily bread from science and technology, why do you not write about science? So that's why we are requesting the youngsters also, students like you, can you become scientists, practicing science, you can become science communicators. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಾನು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಆಗತ್ತ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೈತಾರೆ. ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಏನಿದೆ ಡ್ರಾಮಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್. Or when you get together, will you speak about 10 minutes about science? Somehow it's not possible. So what we are trying to say is, can science become a topic of discussion among the public? Can science be discussed? Can science be appreciated? So that's what we are now trying to look at all this. And then in this context, today, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಈ ವಾರ ಪೂರ್ತಿ the government of India, lot of thinking has given this title. Integrated approach. I'm studying physics, I'm studying chemistry, botany, zoology, astronomy, all that. But then when it's the holistic view, because when it's life, when it's real life, it's holistic. I get into a bus, I get down, I talk over a phone, I go to the ATM and draw some money, and then I buy something, packed foods, and then everything, if you just think for a while, today Tetra Pak, for example, it is so much of technology. So, but then we don't have time to think about it. So that's why the approach today is integrated approach. Samanvita ಭಾವನೆ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಇವತ್ತಾನೆ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಧರ್ಮ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್, ಬಹಳ ಚರ್ಚೆ. ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಯಂಗ್ಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದೇ ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಧರ್ಮನ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನನ, ಆಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಟು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಕಂಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. But fortunately, when you go a little deeper, it's the same thing. One is an internal inquiry, another is external observation. That's the only difference. When you keep on inquiring, why, now that takes you to some a kind of a path where you try to find out new things. Now, just forget about this higher education and all that. Just watch a 5-year child. Now, how he or she keeps on exploring, keeps on asking questions. You get tired by answering those questions. But that kind of spirit of inquiry, as we grow, as we go along, somehow that spirit of inquiry reduces, and then I get into more of I have to somehow learn a few things, write a few things, get my grades, compete for the exams, compete for the jobs, get a job. I mean, this goes on. This kind of a routine gets in, and then because we are all many times our designations are scientists. Some of us are scientists, but then in real life, the science portion somewhere gets into the back burner. So that's why this approach, of integrated approach, whatever we are doing, you need not separately sit in a class for 1 hour, but whatever you are doing, can you keep thinking about that very spirit of curiosity, that spirit of inquiry, just to know a few more things than what you have known. Raman, if you go to Raman Research Institute, you should go sometime. If you go and see his collections, it is so much from the seas. We did not know. We thought, being a physicist, he'll have only glass. So many collections of corals, the sea corals. Corals. Samudradalli sigate. He collected everything from across the world just to find out how an incidental beam of light, how it gets changed in terms of whether it's scattering, reflection, refraction, all those things. So just that was his field. Then went to spectroscopy, Raman spectroscopy today, the kind of revolution that things have. So it can go on. But then why, when you go to each of these people's lives, we should also, I'm sure Aristotle, Archimedes, Galileo, you heard Newton, you keep all those. Indian scientists, Aryabhatta ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ರಾಮಾನುಜನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಓನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಅದೆಲ್ಲರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ? ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್, some of them space scientists, earlier ones, the people who dreamt, Meghnad Saha, J.C. Bose, Satish Dhawan, I can go on up to now, Professor Kasturi Rangan, and then I can go on, like S.N. Bose, J.C. Bose, and then each one of them. The point is they had studied a branch of science, but when they achieved something, it was so much integrated. There was nothing like physics, chemistry, biology separate. They were all so much integrated, and that's what today the point is, integrated approach to the science, technology, and so on. Now, again, general ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, this science, technology, all these things we keep discussing. Now, what is science? Science is a study of anything, any branch. Now, when you say biology, always we say logos, logos. I mean, it's something added, zoology, logos, and something like that. So we keep discussing what is science and what is technology. Today, I think all of you have the smartphone. You just Google. Today you have the policy. Government of India policy, the 2013 one, the recent one, just the last year's one. Science, it is not science. It used to be SMT policy. Now it has become STI policy. What is STI? Science, technology, and innovation policy. We keep discussing Science is universal. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್. ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಅದು ನೀವು ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ಸ್ laws. You apply anywhere. You go to Mysore, Bangalore, anywhere it's the same thing. That is science, universal. ಅದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸಾರ್ವತ್ರಿಕ. ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಯು ಮೇಕ್ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಫೋನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ and then the angle you keep, and it keeps on the technology is contextual. ಅದು ಸಾಂದರ್ಭಿಕ, ಅದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ನೋವೇಷನ್ ಇದು ಅನ್ವೇಷಣೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ಆವಿಷ್ಕಾರ ಅಂತಾರೆ. It is so much individual. It's vayaktika. It comes from everybody. For science and technology, you need some institutions, you need equipment, you need a methodology, you need a hypothesis, you try to observe, then you try to validate, then you interpret, you go through a process of science. I'm sure you know research, doing research, that Hanegoda is here. No, there are so many kinds of research. We say basic research, fundamental research, applied research, anticipatory research, adaptive research, and then strategic research. Now we have different kinds of research, in different fields. Then finally we try to take all these to a logical end, where we have a hypothesis, and then we try to have some methodologies, and then we try to bring out certain things. In case of innovation, what happens? You can, for example, today simple mask. 2 years back we didn't know what a mask is. We knew mask. It used to be only I should not say this, but basically cancer patients or somewhere rarely used to see in hospitals. Otherwise, we never. But then you see the mask today, even in this hall, the kind of masks, the colors, that the shapes, the way we wear, everything. Each one wears the mask differently, though it was intended with a purpose. So in 2 years' time, we have learned so much just about masking. They have become innovations. And then if people are intelligent, they are also trying to have the intellectual property brought out of it. They say, this is my way of doing things. So innovations. Now today it's the era of innovations. We are so happy that the youngsters are taking to these innovations. They are not asking for funds. They are not asking for huge programs. It is happening in their houses, in their hostel rooms. Innovation. They get an idea, immediately they try to do something. And it need not go through the entire formal process, but then this is what we are trying to call it as, that kind of a science, technology, and innovation. Fortunately, today the country, India, because many countries are doing it, but India also has enabled so many processes. Like what do you innovate India, stand up India, startup India. So you name it. So that kind of an opportunity which we did not have 50 years back. Many times we think, the kind of facilities we have today, can we join back as students? I don't know, JSS would not admit us. He's 65 plus. What he is telling is, he has developed a robo arm. He says, if only that arm is capacitated, it can drive a car without any fuel. This is what he told us. Now he is looking for funding and all that. Finally, we could connect him to one or two places, CMTI and Raman Institute and all that. But the point is that 65-year-old man with a bag, and without much finance also, the kind of he was bubbling with enthusiasm, and he was burning with that kind of a passion to do something new. So this is what we are talking of innovation. At this time, we are greatly concerned about the combination of the knowledge that we have. At the same time, the skills. We are increasingly being demanded upon our skills, and then after skills, the attitude, manobhava, jnana, kaushala, mattu manobhava. That combination people are asking for. Just on a lighter mode, since I come from agriculture background. ನಮ್ಮ ಒಬ್ಬರು ರೈತರ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಸರ್ ನೀವೇನೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ, innovation all tell me what is knowledge and what is information, knowledge, wisdom, adella enu. We try to explain, more complicated the English, we think it is much better. He said, no, adella enu helbidi tomato gottalla, ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಅದು ಹಣ್ಣು, ಅದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್. ಟೊಮೆಟೊ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಫ್ರೂಟ್. Tomato is eatable. Tomato ತಿನ್ಬೋದು, ಅದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್. Tomato is a fruit, that is knowledge. Tomato is a fruit, but should not be used in fruit salad. That is wisdom. ಇದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಜಿನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಇದು today what we want is a connectivity. The connectivity. Therefore, yesterday also our principal scientific advisor to the Honorable Prime Minister spoke. What they are concerned today is we have institutions in this country, SNT institutions, and today maybe in the next few years we will have about 1,000 universities. Today we are already about 900 plus. Maybe in the next 3 to 4 years we will cross 1,000 universities in this country. Nearly 50,000 colleges, and then we also know what the gross enrollment ratio GER and ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. More than 3.5 to 4 crores of the students in higher education. We know the new education policy 2020. The architect Professor Kasturiranjan from Bangalore again. So we are in the process of NEP adoption and so on. So these things are all, we know those things. Now these are all the vehicles provided. But the point is, each one of us, can we do something new? So this country can have, it need not be progressive progress, it need not be incremental progress. Can there be disruptive progress? Can there be a leapfrogging? Can there be a fast tracking? Now, whenever we talk of sciences, popular appreciation, the ISRO, I said that $100 comes from there. The Indian Space Research. Now, everybody, because the kalpane ide, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ತರ ಆಂಬಿಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಆಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಜನ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದೇ ತರ ಮಿಸೈಲ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂಥರ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಕಲ್ಪನೆ, ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ. ಅದೇ ತರ ನಾವು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಂತರಿಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿರ್ಬೋದು, so many branches of science. I don't want to repeat again. So that kind of opportunity is being there. People keep asking, so whether this subject is good or that subject is good. ಯಾವ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದೆ. But the point is, we are saying, take any subject. If you have the passion, if you have the fire in the heart, any subject will take you to the space. Right? You agree or not? Any subject, because we have seen examples today in any branch of science, the way they achieve, they accomplish, and they do things. But for that, two things are required. One is fire, second is sweat. One is fire, but second is sweat. Only ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಸ್ಪಾರ್ಕ್, ಫೈರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ, ಬಟ್ ಈ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್, ಹೈಯರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 1% of that kind of a zeal. But 99% is slogging, perspiration, ಬೆವರದು, ಕಷ್ಟ ಒದ್ದಾಡೋದು. So that's where we have been talking to youngsters. You have that kind of opportunity given, and now you have that kind of ideas. Fortunately, like never before, today there is that kind of integration is happening. You go to know today artificial intelligence. The kind of the science they have, they study neurosciences, they study the brain so much, they study behavior so much in deep learning, and then finally they try to simulate, they try to model. So no, that is such an integrated science. We think that are they biologists or engineers? So we cannot make out. So it is that kind of integration, and there is no boundary, borderless. Sciences, borderless discipline. That's what is happening, and there is no place better than the JSS Science and Technology University, where you have all the disciplines. Whether you sit in the conference hall or in the hostel or in the canteen, just very routine conversations can lead you to elevate you to such levels. Whereas in other colleges, we have to, if I'm in an engineering college, I only study engineering, nothing beyond that. But here, in this campus, you have such opportunities, that you can integrate and bring new models. That's what we are now trying to look at these kinds of models. But then next also, we keep talking about it. Science for whom? Science is it? Let me also tell you, we are quite very, very, not, but then we should discuss this. We are asked, how many scientists are there in this country? one question, because we keep talking of science. Now, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ every 10 ಒಂದು ದಶಲಕ್ಷ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is 10 lakhs, 1 million, 10 lakhs. For every 10 lakh population in this country, there are only about 255 researchers. 255 researchers. This is the latest 2018. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕೋಟಿ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ we have hardly 2,500 scientists. 2,500 scientists in all branches: physics, chemistry, biology, aerospace, atomic energy, agriculture. You take anything. So we have only about 3 lakh scientists in all branches. Now this is called research intensity. ಇದು ಸಾಕ ಸಾಲದ ಕಡಿಮೆನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಆವರೇಜ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ it's something like 1,400. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಇದೆ? 255. ಅದು 5ರಷ್ಟು, about 5 times. Some countries like Israel, very high. Japan, Switzerland, ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ they are much higher. They are in the order of something like 4,000, 3,000. So now why I am mentioning this is the research intensity. Now next ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, one is the number of scientists who are in government departments, number of scientists who are in industry. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 5 ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. 5 ಲಕ್ಷ, ನಾವು 3 ಲಕ್ಷ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 1 ಲೆಕ್ಕ. ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಕೂಡ whatever you do, we are not more than 5.5 lakh scientists, researchers in all disciplines. Why I am bringing up this point is PG centers like JSS. Now here is an opportunity. Why not every PG student be considered as a researcher, as a scientist? Now if you are given challenging topics, whatever, in thesis irbodu, dissertation irbodu, study irbodu, ellannuve can we address in your own areas, can you address a challenging topic? For example, periodic table, you know that you chemistry, you have the periodic tables. Now recently I saw a very innovative periodic table where they said for each element they have added a picture, of whatever, some product coming out from that element. It's so attractive, it makes the periodic table so attractive. Otherwise, we all know how difficult it is to remember a periodic table. Now, they have made the table so attractive. And you also know about the Professor C.N.R. Rao's version of the periodic table. Now, these innovations are happening at different levels. It could be at Professor Rao's level. It could be happening, at engineers, students who are studying. Suddenly they get this idea. How to make this more attractive? So what we are asking is research intensity. If we add these students, see we have 5 lakhs researchers, but as I said, in higher education we have about 3 to 4 crore students. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೂಡ at least 1 crore students in this country are in higher education pertaining to science streams, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, medicine. You take all this. So we have this many number. Now can we add this number to the full-time equivalent researchers so that we become a strong country in science? Is it possible? Will you do something about it? Yes.
Yes.
You ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. I have a lot of time. Today the point is to take some pledges, to make some promises, to say that I will do something, to say that we can do something. That's why I have come here. ಅದು ಫೆಲಿಸಿಟೇಷನ್ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೆಂಗೋ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರು. So now can we do something different? Are we ready? Yes or no? So in our own subject, whichever subject we are studying, apart from classroom talks and the whatever practicals and then some interactions, some talks we have in our own areas, can we? Because an MSc student is as good as a scientist in a laboratory. Because once you pass and next year you write an exam, you become a scientist in a laboratory. So instead of waiting for that, in our own areas, can we identify some challenges? Now challenges galore. Let me tell you, fortunately, we are sitting in 2022. We are sitting in this comfort of this JSS auditorium or whatever facility. But crores of people like us are absolutely struggling outside this room and outside this campus. You are seeing it's common knowledge. And a country like this still is able to provide us this kind of facility, so we are fortunate. Otherwise, you take anything, whether it's per capita income, per capita food availability, whatever, you take anything, we are a struggling nation still. So after 75 years, we are still struggling. That's why this call for a Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India and so on. But the coming years are going to be huge challenges. Let me tell you, the Indian subcontinent is only 1.5% of land of the whole world. You are seeing Russia today, you are seeing China, you see Brazil, you see USA, the kind of maps you see, Canada, the kind of sizes of those maps. And India, we are only 1.5% of the land of the whole world. And we are only 2.5% of water. Just 2.5% of water. But what is the human population? 17%. 137 crores. We are 17% of the human population of the world. And we are bearing them. It's a resource, it's also a burden. And the coming days in the years are going to be tougher. You see climate change, you see resource degradation, you see environmental pollution, whether it's terrestrial or aquatic. You see a lot of diseases, stress. I don't have to say anything about it because 2018, 2019 onwards, definitely the whole world knows about this pandemic. And I will remove the mask for this talk. Otherwise, the kind of stress we are going through today, the whole community knows what is an immunity, what is a pandemic, and what is a PCR. When you ask anybody in the house, they know what PCR. Otherwise, even as biotechnology students, we are trying to mug up what is polymerase chain reaction, all this kind. But today, it's unfortunate, but the literacy with regard to health has gone up so much, and with regard to nutrition has gone up so much. So it's all gone up so much. But the point is, new diseases, new stresses, new malnutrition problems, new hunger, and everything that we are want in life is going to be at a cost. It's going to be scarce, and we have to manage with these things. So the youngsters today we are 2022, by 2030 we are making projections. We will be more than 145 crore people, and competition for resources will be such huge. And whatever it is, job, food, transport, communication, housing, water, you ask anything. So now in that challenge, can we become more efficient? Can we become more productive? Can we optimize our resources? Can we become, can we, with our knowledge, whether we are a chemist or can we apply our knowledge? This is the question. So the whole society is asking for a smart living. Smart living is a very smart phones, very smart cities, but then the smart malls, it is the way of living itself has to go through a change. The whole lifestyle has to go through a change. So that's why many times we keep talking science. What is science? Science always has been restricted to books and experiments, to laboratories. But then sense is another thing that we want to talk along with science. That's why this integrated approach. Now sense, let me tell you sense. Because how much rice you eat every year? Have you thought of ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನ್ನ ತಿಂತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನಂತೂ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು 150 ಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ತಿಂತೀನಿ. 150 ಗ್ರಾಮು ಇಂಟು 30 ದಿನ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? 3.5 kg. 12 ತಿಂಗಳು 36 kg. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಒಂದು 50 kg ಅದು ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, the per capita food wastage in this country today is 50 kg. Now, ಎಷ್ಟು waste ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, it is 50 kilograms per person per year. Now, we can keep asking, can you afford this? You say 137 crores, you say you are a poor country, you say you don't have food, but then the kind of food waste you do, is it not common sense that you should not waste food? You take as much food, but do not waste. And people, many foreigners, when they tell us, we feel bad. They see the marriage halls, they see canteens, they see hostels, they see railway compartments, they see airports, aircraft. They say how much food you are wasting. How can you afford this? So can we start somewhere? I will not waste food. I eat whatever I want, but I will not waste food. So similarly, civic sense. I'm sure all of you must be in 4-wheelers. Must be not 2-wheelers definitely. No, you see how we park our vehicles, 2-wheelers. The way we park, the next person cannot take out his vehicle. He won't even, no, really, it is so irritating. I mean, these are all the common things. Yeah, but then it is so irritating, but then it doesn't happen in many other societies and other countries. So they point out, can't we park the vehicle so the next person can easily take out his vehicle? We just dump it and go away. Now, today, fortunately, there are people who tow the vehicles, so that also a lot of agitation and other no more towing, whatever. So, friends, it goes on like this. So, people have been asking about this wastage of power, water, food, amenities, facilities, that. Can we become, science is not just only studying science in classes. Scientific thinking, scientific way of living, being more, more accommodative. And Swamiji ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಅವರು ಮಂಕುತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕದ್ದಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಎರಡೂ ಸೇರ್ಬೇಕು ಸಮನ್ವಯ the only thing is a happy society can happen only when each one is sensitive to others needs. ಪಕ್ಕದ ಮನೆಯವ್ರಿಗೂ ನೀರು ಬೇಕು, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಮನೆಯವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ನು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೂ ಈಗ ಫುಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಟುಡೇ Afghanistan, we saw what kind of crisis the people have been going through. Now, this is where can we be little more accommodative? That is science. Feeling for others, seeing, looking at the needs of others, sharing. So these are things that when we are talking about challenges and how to grow as a society, how to become a society that can be a model for other countries. Because India has earned such a good name, history, tradition, legacy. In every branch, the responsibility on us is much bigger. Earlier, we have less population. In 19, when it was freedom, 75 years back, 30 crores, 35 crores. Today, we are growing in that level. So, competition for resources is increasing. And that's why people think that scientific tools can bring some solutions in terms of ease of living, ease of doing business at the level. So, ease of living and then making life easier. Making life less drudgery. Now, can we do it more efficiently, swiftly, more smoothly in any branch of economy, in any part of this country? Can we make life easier? That's what is the sum. So that's why this time long exhibitions, long plays, long I'm sure in the Science Fest, Science Tech Fest, again a number of activities that have been brought in, hackathon, several things. Now, all are aiming towards, can I become better? Can we become better than what we were yesterday? Or can we become better tomorrow in terms of every aspect? So friends, is it possible that on a science week like this, we say that we become a little more aware, we become little more sensitized, and we try to sensitize others also in terms of, because this country cannot, you look at the teachers, number of teachers. I mean, if we keep on, I don't want to go into all those details, but the point today is any graduate is as good as a teacher, for the society. Now, can we play that role? Not only literacy in terms of writing and reading, but literacy in terms of thinking, literacy in terms of behavior, literacy in terms of approaching issues, approaching problems in a holistic manner. That's why this integration is being brought up, talked about again and again. You have a small problem in your lane with regard to sewage disposal or a garbage, waste management. Now, it calls for so many things. It calls for aggregation. It calls for a vehicle, some kind of a movement. It calls for a social engineering. The whole lane, whole colony should agree on how they would separate the waste. It calls for so many things. So from that, it goes to the mounds of hillocks of waste. These are all things that we are concerned every day. Waste management, for example, plastic pollution, microplastics. Please be aware of it. Today, the huge concerns we are facing in food is with regard to only two things. Not food shortage, it is antimicrobial resistance. It is microplastics. Can we do something on that? Is it possible, as very responsible citizens, as highly educated people, can we do something? Now, these are a few things that we thought we should be discussing in a science week, science festival, and definitely celebrating science. But take home messages are, science is not a subject of study only in universities and colleges. Science is a habit. Science is a part of our life. Just morning when we get up, because most of us too, I think, can we also bring along with that just keeping the smartphone aside for a while, can we also say that yes, scientific thinking what is not, as was mentioned, it is not always that kind of, it is in our daily lives, can we become more methodical, more logical, more accommodative, more social, more concerned about the whole society than, because each individual, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ರಸ್ತೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ರಸ್ತೆಯಿಂದ ಕಾಲೋನಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾಲೋನಿಯಿಂದ ಊರಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಊರಿಂದ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ಸಮಾಜ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸಮಾಜದಿಂದ ದೇಶ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So each one, if we become a little more scientific and a little more sensitized, the whole society as it is, without any preachings, without any sermons, would become a better society. And please don't think that, just because some people are using, some very sophisticated tools, they have become more scientific. No, absolutely. When we see in other countries, could be, I don't want to name anyone, but it could be Europeans, it could be Americans. Don't think that suddenly they are more scientific. I mean, every society has its own problems, issues, beliefs, a set of beliefs, a set of practices. But in India, fortunately, we have that kind of a background, that kind of a social, that kind of a the parental guidance is still so much, and we all grow with that. So if we can add this scientific thinking, scientific science literacy, I'm sure we can say that we are no less to anyone in this world, and that's what people have been asking for. Today, take innovation index. You take any one of them globally. Yes, hunger index also. We are rather poor, but in each of them, our youngsters have proved themselves. You take, whether it's Pichai or you take anyone, global leaders today, are all Indians. Now they all have grown from small schools, small towns, small villages, but then science and technology have taken them to where they are today. So can we have that aspiration and the science and technology opportunities together, and then each one from JSS tomorrow, maybe after 20 years, when Professor Dhanraj looks at the alumni, he wants to have a look at the alumni. They can be proud that they are from JSS. So that's the kind of pride people look for in this Sci Tech Festival. I'm sure each one of us is looking for huge opportunities, good opportunities, because today each idea is becoming an enterprise. It might look like a festival, but each idea, each concept, whatever you mentioned, today it's been picked up by media. They are becoming an enterprise, they are becoming a company. So that kind of a thing is happening in the state of Karnataka. Illu ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So the media is so hungry for new things. I'm sure if you think new and thinking globally and acting locally would be an ideal mix of what we can achieve. I would like to once again thank the JSS and the Technology University for this amazing opportunity being with you, because you see that kind of stars in each of your eyes. Eyes are, you want to do something different. That kind of an anxiety that you have, each one of you. I'm sure Science Tech Festival will become a memorable event, a landmark in the city of Mysore, in the state of Karnataka, JSS event. And we look forward for more versions. And if even 5 startups can come up from today's event, today, tomorrow, and till 28, in the 4 days, if we can have 4 startups, then that would be a huge success of the event. Look forward to all this. Thanking once again ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳು, ತುಂಬ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಈ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶಕ್ಕೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ JSSಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Because this is a temple, this is that kind of a Gurukula, that kind of cradle for education, for discipline, for lifestyle, for everything. So with that respect, I once again offer my pranams and wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us about the science in various aspects, along with its importance. I request the students to please take the seats. I now request the dignitaries to give scholarship to the students sponsored by SJC Cooperative Society. As I call upon the names, I request the students to come and collect the scholarships. Kavita Rudregowda. Ankita K. Appu BJ. Kotresh T. Puneet MS. Thank you, sir. Now I cordially invite. I now request the president of today's event, Dr. C.G. Betsul Matsar, Executive Secretary, Jesus Mahavidyapita, Mysuru, to deliver the presidential address.
At the outset, I offer my humble pronouns to Suturu Guru Parampare. My respectful pronouns to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagat Guru Sri Shivarata Deshikendra Mahaswamiji, our distinguished chief guest, and the keynote speaker, Padma Shri Dr. S. Ayappan, Chancellor, Central Agriculture University, Imphal, and the chairman of KSTA, DST Government of Karnataka. ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನನಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯಿತು. ಸರಳ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಅವರು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸರಳ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀಗಳಿಂದ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ, ತಾವು ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತಂದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇಡ ನೀವು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು, ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ವಿನಯದಿಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೆ ಕೂರಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರು ನೀವು. ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನೇಗೌಡರು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ದೂರವಾಣಿಯಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಸಲ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇವತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಅವರನ್ನು ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುವ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ನನಗೆ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಧನರಾಜ್, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ JSS Science and Technology University, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಂಗಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ VTU Belgaum, Dr. Kivde, Professor Mallu, all my colleagues, invitees, speakers, resource persons, researchers, scientists, technocrats, innovators, delegates, students and media friends. Good afternoon. Good morning, everyone. Ellargu namaskara. It gives me an immense pleasure to be with you all this morning on the occasion of inauguration of this 4 days national level Sci Tech Fest 2.0. I don't know why 2.0 is given, and celebration of National Science Day organized by Science and Technology University in association with KSCT, KSTA, ChemHub and IIC. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ತಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷಣವನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಕ್ಕ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ, ನಿಮ್ದು ಪೂರ್ಣ ಭಾಷಣ ಕೇಳುವವರೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಬಹಳ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಎಸ್ ಗಿವನ್. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನ ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮನವರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು speak on that, but you should remember that science and technology are widely recognized as an important tool for fostering and strengthening the economic and social development of the country. Almost everything that we see around us and enjoy is the gift of science and technology. You know that we are all in the 22nd year of this 21st century. ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಏನು ವೇಗ ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೈ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆ. This 21st century is a century of massive change. We live in a divergent world of stark contrasts and difficult tensions, faced with totally new questions and challenges. We live in a globalized and interconnected world which is being transformed every day in so many ways. We live in a turbulent and unpredictably changing world, changing with incredible speed, breakneck speed, both locally and globally. 21st century is an extraordinary time, a century of extremes and surprises. This is all because of the development of science and technology. We find ourselves amid the greatest science, information, technology and communications revolution in the human history. Every day, technological innovations are giving people around the world new opportunities to shape their own destinies. We should all be concerned about the future because we will have to spend the rest of our lives there. As we investigate the future, its promises and its challenges, we are facing a brave new world, the most fast-paced and exciting period in human history. Some year back, I came across one video. That's really very interesting video. ನೀವೇನು ಕೆಲವು ಜನ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಫ್ಯೂಚರಿಸಮ್. ಮುಂದೆ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಏನು ಕಾಣ್ಬೋದು, ಏನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೌಂಡ್
everywhere and nowhere.
ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಇದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸೋದು ನನಗೆ ಸೂಕ್ತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
In the coming years, computer chips will cost as little as a penny. That's cheaper than garbage, cheaper than scrap paper. So computer chips will be everywhere and nowhere, including our contact lenses. So when we put on our contact lenses and blink, we will go online. And who were the first people to buy internet contact lenses? College students taking final examinations. This means that my students will blink and they will not have to memorize all the things I've been talking about. This is going to revolutionize education because we cannot force students to memorize things that they can simply blink and get. And then if you feel sick, you will blink and see RoboDoc. RoboDoc is artificially intelligent, talks to you in plain English or Russian or whatever, speaks any language, accesses the entire internet for sound medical advice, almost for free. This is going to revolutionize the medical establishment. We'll still have doctors, but doctors will use RoboDoc as an aid. And if you're in a car accident in a foreign country, you don't speak the language, you'll talk to your wristwatch and talk to RoboLawyer. RoboLawyer understands the law in any country, in any language. In fact, I personally believe that artificial intelligence, the robotics industry, will eventually become bigger than the automobile industry of today, because your automobile will become a robot. You will talk to it. You will argue with it. You'll have discussions with your car about the best route to take. And when you want to park the car, you simply tell your car, park yourself, and the car parks itself. This is going to revolutionize urban economics, when you don't have to worry about parking anymore. And then the next organ to be digitized is the brain. You may not know this, but 2 years ago, scientists were able to upload the first memories. Memories can now be uploaded and downloaded. This makes possible BrainNet. BrainNet could be the next step in the evolution of the internet. Instead of zeros and ones, instead of text, you will put emotions, feelings, sensations, memories. Teenagers will go crazy. Teenagers put happy faces at the end of every sentence. Why bother to do that when you can put the emotion of your first dance, your first kiss, your first whatever right there on the internet? And so in the future, when you walk into a room, you will mentally command the internet. You'll take dictation mentally. You'll turn things on, turn things off, communicate with other people. People will think of you as a wizard of some sort, mentally communicating with everything around you. That's BrainNet. And then biotech is being digitized now. We can create a human body shop. We can create from your own cells, so there's no rejection mechanism. We can create skin, bone, cartilage, noses, ears, blood vessels, heart valves, bladders, complete windpipes can be grown in the laboratory. The next organ to be grown, by the way, is the liver. So for all you alcoholics in the audience, take heart. We may be able to grow your next liver. So even the economy is now being digitized into something I call perfect capitalism. You see, capitalism is based on supply and demand, but you don't know who's cheating you when you buy something. You don't know what the profit margin is. In the future, your contact lens will scan everything in the store, tell you who's cheating you, tell you who has the best product, what is the profit margin on every single thing that you can scan with your contact lens. And so capitalism becomes perfect supply and demand. This means that there are winners and losers. The losers will be middlemen. Because why did Amazon become so big? Why did Airbnb? Why did Uber become so quickly so large? Because they digitized the middlemen. So I tell my friends, if you want to become a billionaire, take an industry, take any industry, write down all the places where there's friction, where there is middlemen, where there's obstruction, where there's frustration. List all the places in any industry, digitize it, and you too could become another Amazon founder.
Thank you, Professor. In good futurism, that is a future with both inspires and terrifies. So thank you.
Good job, that's signing out.
So that's what is going to happen in future. Anyway, science and technology, that they play an important role in the development of the country. And we also know that India has already made significant progress in various spheres of science and technology over the years. And India, as you know, is among the top ranking countries in the world in the field of science, technology, and innovation. And I don't want to go into the statistics. So what are science is beyond our limits. Everything around us is science. The National Science Day is for the people who believe in science. The scientists, the younger generation who put effort into knowing science and technology, and the ones who love scientific discoveries. So every year on February 28th, India celebrates National Science Day to commemorate the observation of Raman effect by Indian scientist Sir C.V. Raman on February 28, 1928. Sir C.V. Raman received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930 for this discovery. The theme of this year's National Science Day, as already said by our chief guest, integrated approach in science and technology for a sustainable future. The theme is selected for the purpose of raising public appreciation and to increase public awareness of scientific challenges at hand as well as the effects the research has on knowledge, ability, and